Hey, welcome to this Facebook Live. I'm Shalini Joshi, and this week our topic is washing away waves of uncertainty. So, welcome to this Facebook Live. And if you and I have never met, I'm Shalini Joshi, international physical and emotional pain relief expert, and helping people move past their pain to feeling more peace and more clarity. And I'm doing these Facebook live sessions every Thursday. Hi, Dimple. So nice to see some people live here, and come and say hello if you're watching live or on replay. It's always good to see who's been here and who's watching. So today our topic, as I said, is washing away waves of uncertainty. And here's what I've got for you coming up. So number one, today we'll be looking at living in limbo land. And number two is appreciating avocados. What does that have anything to do with uncertainty? Well, it's a little story and I thought it was relevant, so I'm going to be sharing that. Impact of uncertainty, how it impacts us, and some tips to ride the uncertainty wave. How can you move through that uncertain phase of your life? So, let's look at uncertainty. When we think of uncertainty, it's like unknown, unpredictable, and interestingly, there's a quote that says that the only constant in our lives is uncertainty. Like everything, there's no certainty about what's going to happen today, tomorrow. And yet it impacts us, and it has such a huge impact on us negatively if we don't know how to manage uncertainty. And when I was thinking about this topic, I thought of waves. Waves come and go, and you can't stop the waves. You can't delete the waves, because waves are waves and they will keep coming and they will keep washing over you. But you have to find a way to ride those waves so that you can move with ease and grace and stay in the flow, right? Instead of getting all washed over it. And so I've had these waves come and go, all the time, right? In fact, talking about living in limbo land, right? Living in limbo land, that's the number one topic. And when I was thinking of how, you may be in different phase of your life. Maybe you're facing uncertainty in your marriage, in your relationships, in your work, in your finances, in your health, as a parent, as a spouse, as a student, right? It could be in any area and related to just anything. Maybe it's a project you're waiting to start in your business and you're in a limbo. Maybe you don't have the finances. Maybe you haven't heard you haven't got a yes from people you're waiting to hear a yes from. So it could relate to anything in your life. And very recently, my son, just this past Saturday, he graduated from high school. And, I was thinking as I was preparing for this topic is just 2 years ago. So my son is in the IB program. I don't know if you know the IB system of education. And the year 12 and the year 13, the last 2 years of IB are very rigorous. And, kids are expected by this time to kind of figure out what are they going to do? Like, what are the topics they're going to choose? Which are the high levels they're going to do? What are the low levels they're going to do? What are they going to pursue in university? And I remember when we were just starting out with this IB year 12, year 13 journey, there was so much uncertainty. We didn't, my son didn't have a clue of what inspired him. What did he like? What did he want to focus on? And so we just went with the flow and, kind of deleted things that we didn't want to do, for sure, right? And even through the journey, applying to universities, where do I put my focus? What is the subject that I want to pursue? And he wasn't sure. Some people are very sure about what they want, but a lot of these kids, I was talking to parents and friends who are also in the same boat, and there was so much uncertainty and lack of focus, lack of direction, lack of enthusiasm about a certain topic. And as 2 years have passed and my son has graduated, he does have some direction, he does have a clue, and he does know which direction he wants to go to. But there was this whole phase of uncertainty, of kind of living in limbo land and just bouncing around and trying to figure things out. And even after he's graduated, there is still uncertainty, right? We're never free of uncertainty. Like as a parent, there's a lot of uncertainty in terms of I have a kid who lives with me, and now I will have a kid who will visit me. And there's all this gray area. You don't know what to expect. How is it going to be living without your kids? My daughter is going to be graduating next year, so both will be gone, and there's so much uncertainty. So I don't know how it relates to you at this time in your life. Even as far as I'm, in my life, I'm also uncertain about my work right now. Like, what do I want to focus on? I'm in the process of writing a book, but should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? And there's this feeling of being in limbo. Like, I don't know. I don't have clarity yet. I don't know exactly what I want. And our tendency, is to get the answer right away. Like, I wish I knew now. I wish I could fix this issue right now. I wish I could have the solution right away, right? And we don't have it right away because it's a process. And so so a lot of, as I was Googling around on the internet, I came across an avocado story, which I thought was very interesting and, in my opinion, relevant to this topic of riding the waves of uncertainty. So apparently, this is not my story. I read it off the internet. There was a friend who was asking, he loved avocados, and his friend didn't like avocados. And he says, hey, like, the whole world likes avocados. It's supposed to be, good for you. It's healthy. It's nutritious. Why don't you try it? And the friend never, ever, bothered to try the avocado. And at some point he said, why should I even try it? It's so bland. Basically, it has no taste. Like, there's no taste to the the texture of this avocado. So why should I even bother to try it? And the friend said, what's the harm, right? So eventually, at some point, the friend decided to taste the avocado. And as he felt the texture in his mouth, here's what some of the words describing that avocado experience was, because he said, hey, it's just, it's bland. Like, there is no taste to the avocado. So what's the big deal about avocado, right? And so he discovered that the taste wasn't just bland. It was rich, it was creamy, it was oily, it was velvety, a bit nutty, buttery, soft, earthy, smooth, right? It wasn't just bland. And he realized that, even though it looks like, he felt like it was bland, actually it did have a texture to it that he slowly began to appreciate. Now, what the heck does this have anything to do with riding waves of uncertainty? And I was thinking of this avocado story and how it's relevant to this limbo land space that we are in. And it feels bland, it feels colorless, it feels tasteless, because we are in this in between phase, and it's so uncomfortable. And it feels like I want more spice in it. I want more flavor in it. I want it to have a lot more, zest, and I want it to be juicy and all of that stuff. But it's not. It is that creamy, textury, bland, phase, right? And what if we could find a way to appreciate and be in this in-between phase without wanting to fix it, without wanting it to be different, without wanting to find a solution right away, and just be in that in-between phase that we are in, whether it's related to whatever area of your life, right? Whatever area of your life. And so that was the avocado story. And I thought it was really interesting. And so, where am I? I've got all these papers. So what is the impact of uncertainty? Number 3, right? What is the impact of uncertainty? And we all know, right? When we are uncertain, then we get stressed, we get anxious, we lose momentum, we lose focus, we live in fear, we don't know how to move forward, like the whole process slows down for us. And it can lead to all kinds of stresses, emotional stresses, mental stresses, and even physical health begins to suffer when we allow these waves of uncertainty to wash over us, because we don't know, we are not clear, and we don't know which direction, right? It's like a fog, and you get lost in the fog, and you can't see sunshine, and you can't see the road, and it feels it feels like you're stuck, right? And so what can we do? What are some of the tips that we can appreciate, right? Here's tips. Yeah. So one of the things that we can do is, just accept the unknown in between phases. Just say, in my vocab, sometimes I just say surrender. It is what it is. I'm here right now, and my son is about to go, and I don't know how this phase is going to work out. How is it going to look like? I am in this space of, I'm not sure which direction I want to take my work in, and it is what it is. So it's kind of an acceptance, and it's also a surrender. Just, not pushing it, not forcing it, not wanting it to be different, right? And just being in this place of curiosity, in this place of being okay with not knowing, right? So that is one of the first things you can do, because when you're okay with uncertainty, you're not in resistance, right? Because resistance blocks the flow. And so when you're in resistance, nothing really works as smooth as it could, and the solutions don't come because you're fighting, you're struggling, you're at war, you're at this, you're in this tug of war inside. And so the first thing is you just kind of drop the resistance, right? And you say, okay, this is where I am. I don't know. And so that is one of the first things that I do in when I'm stuck. And then focus on what you can control, right? Focus on what you can do. There are, for example, right now I'm in this phase. We're preparing, soon to in a month and a half, my son is going to go to university. I still don't know what to do, which direction to go in my work. It's like a big change coming up for me, but I don't know what's the right thing to do right now. And so what can I do, right? What can I do? I can keep my routine. I can, I can keep meditating, keep doing the things that support me, keep nurturing myself, keep clearing all my worries and doubts. These are things that I can do. Spend quality time with my son right now and equip him to the best of my ability so that he feels more strong and confident. So these are things that I can do. They might seem small, they might seem routine, they might seem basic, but these are things that you can do. What's that saying? Theodore Roosevelt said, begin with where you are, and what was it? I think I wrote it somewhere. It's that famous quote by Theodore Roosevelt. Somebody here might know it. I'm sure I wrote it somewhere. Do what you can with what you have where you are, right? And that is one of the ways that I try to move and ride the wave of uncertainty. It's like, okay, I don't have the answers yet, but what can I do right now? And I don't know how that looks like for you. It could be as simple things as spending time with your loved ones, making sure you're calling your parents, or you're reaching out to your kids if they're not here, right? And it's simple things. It doesn't have to be something amazing that you're going to achieve in this in-between phase. It doesn't have to be like that, right? And then trying something different. So what I mean by that is, like, sometimes we're so busy and focused, and everything is flowing, and in the we're moving towards where we want to go to. But then there are things that we wish we had time for, that we don't seem to have time for, that we would have loved to do. Well, now is that time, right? When you're in this uncertain phase and you're not really clear, why not try something new? So yesterday I was with a friend having tea and lunch with her, and I am in this in-between phase right now, and I journal a lot, and I was thinking, what's something that would be fun to do, that would be different, and something that I would really enjoy. And I came up with dance, and so I asked my friend who has contacts with a teacher, and hopefully today I'm going to sign up, because I love dance, and it makes me happy, it makes me joyful, I feel really uplifted. And instead of being dragged down by this, oh my God, my son's going to leave, and I don't know how it's going to be, and I don't even know what I'm moving forward in my work and which direction, because there's different things that have opened up for me. But if I keep doing what I'm doing, right, and also trying something different, something that's fun, something that gives you joy, then as you focus there, you build this happy energy momentum, which you can ride the wave of, and it pushes you forward. So it's not holding you back. You're not feeling stuck and stagnant and slowed down because of this uncertain phase, and you're not you're not clear. Doing something that's fun for you builds that motion forward, builds that momentum forward, builds that happy energy, and energy is everything, right? So it gets you going, and then you're riding this happy wave of progress, of movement forward, and doors start to open up, and opportunities start to open up. And the idea is to push yourself into a higher state of vibration, so that you can attract the things that are out there for you, but they're just not here yet, right? Another thing that I love to do is, of course, I ground myself, because when you're in this in-between space, you're in the stress mode and overwhelm and anxiety, and I feel like this floaty sense, right? It's like scattered energy. And so for me, it's really important to every single day meditate, walk, tap. These are things that just ground me and bring me back in my body to myself. So I don't know what that looks like for you. Like, what are the things that ground you, that center you? Maybe it's chanting, maybe it's going to the temple, maybe it's something religious, something spiritual, maybe it's something creative, maybe it's art, maybe it's paint. So what grounds you, right? That is another thing you can do to ride these waves of uncertainty, which are norm in our life, right? And number 5 is remember seasons change. And what that means for, what I want to say is that every, we have cycles, right? Cycles of seasons. So we have autumn, winter, summer, and spring, and everybody goes through their seasons, right? Somebody might be having their summer season, and you might be having your winter season, and that doesn't mean that they're luckier than you. It's just that everybody goes through cycles. And just remind yourself, when you're in this limbo land, right? When you are in this, I don't know where I'm headed, nothing's clear, it looks scary, it looks fearful, it feels overwhelming, then remind yourself that it's just a season. It's not going to be here forever, because nothing stays the same. Everything's changing. That's the only constant. Change is the constant. And so remind yourself that change is inevitable, right? And it is going to change. Just a couple of months ago, I was, in so much physical pain. I was shocked. I went through so much physical pain, and I'm the pain relief expert. So it was like an extra dose of like, what is going on? And I stuck with it, and I tapped, and I cleared, right? And now it's so much better. I'm thinking of joining a dance class. And so nothing stays the same. And when you're going through whatever you're going through, just remind yourself that it's temporary. It's a season, and it will change. There is no doubt about it, okay? And the number 6 thing is things work out for you. No matter what you're going through, no matter how uncertain things are in your life, whichever area of your life. I remember when in 2007, I was down with so much chronic pain. I didn't have tapping, all these tools that I have today. And, I thought I was going to be stuck in pain in bed forever. And of course, looking back 12 years ago, things were working out for me, even when I was stuck in chronic pain, because, I was just about to discover a tool that would help me heal myself forever, and that would change the trajectory of how I would live my life, and understanding that your thoughts are creating your disease. And, it's been unbelievable. So when you look back at your life and some of the tough times that you've been through, you know that you were able to move through that, and you're in a different place from where you were then, and things did work out for you one way or the other. And they're always working out for you, not against you. So these are good tips. I'm going to put them up here again, right? Accept the unknown, focus on what you can control, try something new, something fun, something that you love, something that would uplift you, right? Ground yourself, and ground this scattered energy, right? So you feel centered. Remember that seasons change, and that things are always, always, always working out for you, even though they seem like everything's against you and nothing's working out for you. So I hope, hi Natalie, hi Deepak, hi Papa. I can't go up. Oh, here we go. Hi Nitinan and Dimple and Ritu, Kitty. Hi Ram, hi Shanjin, hi Hariraj. Thank you for joining here live. And I don't know what you're going through in your life right now, but if like me, you're going through this phase of uncertainty in any area of your life, be it health, be it relationships, I hope some of these tips here will help you move past it, or at least equip you to ride that wave with more ease and peace. Thank you for joining, and I will see you in my next Thursday live. And if you are looking for, expert support, help, and you feel like I can't do this on my own, I've put a link above so that you can fill out the form and send it over to me, and we can take it from there. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.